Hello, everyone. I am the Trans Trekkie, and today I am going to be counting down the top 10, in my opinion, shittiest Transformers in my collection. Um, I there aren't anything in here that is from like one of the kiddie lines, like fast action battlers or one step changers or anything like that. I think that's just way too low hanging fruit, way too easy. The whole list would probably just be like nothing but that. Also, the fact that I don't actually own any of them. So, yeah, those kinds of things aren't going to be on the list. These are just like regular mainline Transformers. Um, and so, yeah, this is the Trans Trekkies robots I despise. All right, number 10 is probably going to be a surprise because it is my favorite character, Shockwave. And this is the Transformers Alternators Shockwave. Um, Generally, still, I actually really like this figure. It's going from robot to vehicle is fine. I don't have any problems there. The vehicle mode is great. I mean, it's from the Alternators line, which was basically like on level with like a diecast, like 1 to 6, 1 to 6 or 1 to 12 scale car. Like the hood opens, the front doors open, back doors open, trunk opens. There's the exhaust thing turns into the gun. Rubber tires. There's a working front axle. Yeah, so like if you turn like the driver's side wheel, the passenger side front wheel turns with it. A lot of really cool features in it. Um, the problem is going from vehicle to robot because 100% of the time the hood and this little triangle piece will pop right the hell off. And getting it back on is one of the biggest pains in the ass. I have seriously rage quit in the middle of transforming this thing and just throwing the damn thing across the room. In fact, I'm going to bring this up to the camera here. Let's see if we can get in close. Yeah, there we go. So you can see there's actually a stress mark on that little triangle piece there. That's because I just got absolutely frustrated and just decided to just try and hammer the damn thing in place. Not literally with a hammer, but like I was definitely trying to force it and it just wasn't going. Um, I actually have done a fix for this in the process of preparing for this video. I actually sanded down the parts on here that cause it to do that, so it actually does fit where it's supposed to without actually forcing it. But yeah, that. This is rough. I should not have to be doing that with any of my figures, and that's why he's on the list. So, next one that I'm going to be reviewing here. Okay, I don't know how that. Whatever. Um, we'll move on here to number 9, which is trying to put Shockwave back. Doesn't want to go. Next up is Classics Megatron. Not that one. This one. Oops, a little bit. Likes to just lean off to the left side here for some reason. His right side. Probably because of this bullshit. See, this bullshit kind of ruins the whole figure for me. Most of this is fine. He's got the G2 Megatron tank, green tank mode going on, which is fine. Head sculpt, articulation, alt mode. Alt mode actually locks together in when you transform it. So generally speaking, it is actually a pretty decent figure, which is why it's so low on the list. But then we have this nonsense that, as you can see, even as a gimmick, doesn't really work all that well. So, yeah. Because of that, this is number 9, my number 9th shittiest Transformer in my collection. Number 8 goes to, we're going to the Beast era now. Right up, we've got Transmetal 2 Cheetor. And because I don't feel like transforming that, and for some god-awful reason I have 2 of these, there he is in robot mode. Here's his accessories, such as they are. I guess the tail is supposed to be some sort of weird whip thing. He can't hold it. He can't really hold the cannon that does have a missile. This one's missing it, but there is a missile. Yeah. This is not fun to transform. It's not visually appealing. It certainly does not look like a cheetah by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, and when you've got limbs that can't, like, his hand is stuck that way. I did not super glue it. That's just the way it's molded and assembled. You can't rotate it to actually be like a hand, like this, like the other hand here. That that at least can rotate and do this, but that is stuck that way. So I guess he's just like permanently dribbling a basketball or something. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking when they put this together, but I mean it does. So, and it's number 8 on the list because it doesn't. I mean, it does. It does function the way that it's supposed to, in the sense that you can transform it from one mode to the other without shit popping off or breaking or what have you. But it's not fun. It's not visually appealing. And really, it's just a big pile of fuck. So we're going to go ahead and clear this off. And then that way we can get to number 7. And for number 7, we have, I believe this is Dark of the Moon Legends Scale Bumblebee. I mean, it is definitely Bumblebee. I can't remember if this is from Dark of the Moon or what this was. This is actually Core Class, I think, is what they were calling these by the time we got to this particular one. But I'm not going to transform this. Instead, and this is kind of a cheat because I know this is number 7. I'm just going to go ahead and bring in number 6 because number 6 is its repaint. Dark of the Moon Laserbeak. So this is what it looks like in robot mode. This one actually does have a different head molded for it, but that doesn't matter. I'm not transforming this because as soon as I go to transform this, the arms / wheels here are on such flimsy pegs holding them in place that the moment you try to move them, they will pop the fuck off and go flying into next week. Which is just a big pile of fuck. So, yeah, that's that. It's never a good sign when you open a transformer and it just starts falling apart like immediately. And you're just like, what the fuck were y'all thinking? So, yeah. So we got number 7. We got number 6. These can go just fuck off. Now we're on to number 5. Number 5 is going to be Legacy Shadow Striker. And for the most part, she's really not that bad either, although her and number 4, which is her repaint, yeah, see, that happens. It's not really supposed to do that, but this is kind of the same problem with the last one. These tiny little nubs here are not strong enough to keep this on there. And that unto itself should be enough to put her on the list of shittiest Transformers ever. But this piece also causes other problems, but we'll get there in a few minutes. So I wasn't really planning on transforming most of these on screen, but this one, because I mean this one in robot mode, it's fine for the most part. The shoulders are on the back piece for some reason, which is kind of weird. And then it doesn't. Okay, it was just, there we go. But I mean, she does have pretty decent articulation. I mean, that weird. Oh, it kind of does restrict the movement. That's really, well, that's just another nail in the coffin, I guess. Yeah, there were a lot of bad decisions made with this toy. Yeah. So here, I am going to go ahead and transform this. If I can. My ability to do so may be a bit debatable, just because this is such a shitty transformer. Yeah, freaking naps. That might have been a spider. Whatever. Okay, this. Okay, that was a gnat and I killed it. Come on, you motherfucker. Well, maybe that is supposed to do that. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so the transformation on this is just fucking weird, honestly. It's not fun. It doesn't look good. There's really nothing great about this figure. And that's why it's so low on the list. Because it's just like, I mean, like you can see this, right? Like, this is not coming together really all that great. Okay. Okay, so I got the front end done, such as it is. All right, now the feet are supposed to peg into a slot. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, this is why this is as far down the list as it is, because holy fucking shit. Okay, there's there's that. Okay, that's pegged into there finally. There's 2 tab slot connections here too that are damn near fucking impossible to do. The arms allegedly peg into place. Everything's allegedly with this thing. It just does not. 90% of this just does not fucking work. Okay, there's that. There's that. Okay, so this is about as good as you can expect. Go ahead and put this on here. I will say on my copy, the back end actually does peg together better than I've seen most of them do. So, you know, it does actually roll. But now we come to this, because there's about 4 different ports that this should be pegging into. But as you're about to see, this doesn't exactly work. So there's one there, there's one there, a couple in the back here. Oh, the front one came unpegged. Yep, got that. Oh, the back one came unpegged. Now the front one came unpegged. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, this is... Of course, because I'm recording, this actually managed to more or less, I mean, there's still a seam there. This shit does not lock together very well at all. Yeah, that is why this is number 4 on the list. So no surprise that the repaint Sideburn is number 3. I'm not going to bother transforming this one, because you seen me struggled enough with the last one. I'm probably already boring the shit out of you with that. But what I am going to do is bring this in, compare this to the original version of this, which is oh so pretty and so much easier to transform. See, this one actually is kind of fun to transform, because, well, not kind of, it is fun. I'm just gonna, there we go. We'll launch the missile. Take this out. Okay, so this is Sideburn from the, what was it? Sometime in Japan, I believe it was called Car Robots Transformers 2000. It was one of those. And this was a line where they actually got very creative with some of the designs, and I'm not much for asymmetry, so this really shouldn't really be this high up my list as it is, as far as like this one, as far as, you know, toys that I like. But this is actually, when I do my top 10 favorites, which will be here in a few minutes, but this is definitely on the list. So we got this here, that. You know, in spite of the asymmetry, I really like this figure. It is actually fun to transform. It's interesting. It's visually interesting. The character was an interesting character in the cartoon, so that's a bonus. You know, this is one of the things I kind of wish that just in general Transformers would get back to doing, is just doing like new stuff. You know, because the first version of Rid was a line where Hasbro and Takara did some interesting stuff. You know, yeah, we had an Optimus and a Megatron, but they were so wildly different from what had come before that you know, they really felt like their own different, unique things. And and then on top of that, we got new characters too. And, you know, that was fun. The toys for the new characters were fun, as evidenced by this. Got this. This makes the tailpipe. I can get it in there. There we go. All right. And there we go. And look, rubber tires. It rolls so smoothly. Yeah, this was fun and visually interesting. And you'll notice the flame details, especially like on the doors. I mean, they're here somewhere, but like if you angle this at just the right angle, like you can't see them. Or, you know, if you angle them at the right angle, then you can see them. You know, they're barely there. They should be at least outlined so that they're more prominent and actually visible. And there's nothing on the hood. Those are the only... This back here is all we get for the flames. That and this bullshit all does the same thing that this bullshit does. So, yeah, this is... You know, usually when they update a figure, they're supposed to improve on it. This is such a massive fucking downgrade. It's an insult to the original figure. So, and that is why this is number 3 on my list. Number 2. Generations Skybite. Now, right off the bat, you might notice there's some separation here. That's because I can't transform this. This is as close as I get to the full shark mode. All of this bullshit back here is so bulky and so out of place that it absolutely will not fucking lock together. So then what you wind up with is this bullshit that doesn't even look like a shark at all. And then I'm actually going to make the attempt here to get this out of shark mode, because there's some, for as bad as this is, it gets worse. And yeah, this is just going to get so much worse. Okay. Oh, that's right. This is all just bullshit. This whole thing is just bullshit. Oh my god. Alright. So, if y'all saw my Skybite review, my Age of the Prime Skybite review, you'll know how I feel about this figure. And what I think should really be done with the figure. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll just do that. Do that. That's as far as I'm transforming it. I'm not going to waste my fucking time with this pile of ass. So, yeah, this has the look and feel and quality of a knockoff. This plastic does not feel sturdy at all. When I bought this and I opened it, I legit thought this was a knockoff. But no, this is an official product actually made by Hasbro. And if the back end of the shark was a big pile of fuck, look at this. Look, I'm not usually one to complain about hollow limbs, but what the fuck is going on? These aren't even full legs. What the fuck? What the fuck? If you fuck this up bad enough for me to complain about how hollow the limbs are, you done fucked up your Transformer. Really massively fucked it hard. And just like in the Skybite review, my best recommendation is to find the nearest recycle bin, crumple this asshole up, and throw it the fuck away. Now, on to the number 1 robot I despise is this thing. It's not gonna stand. It's just so yeah. This is it. This is a Minicon named. Hang on, I wrote it down. Where was it? Oh, Transformers Classics Dirt Rocket. God, if that isn't an appropriate name, I don't know what the fuck is. So, yeah, the seat of the motorcycle is supposed to make the arms, but they just fucking fell off. This one just fell off. So, I could probably put that back on here. If I gave a fuck. I don't give a fuck. The other one actually just fucking broke. With just the slightest movement, just angling it on its hinge, not even twisting or bending or anything. Oh no. This thing just fucking broke. Even without it having broken, I don't like this thing to begin with. First off, it has like these weird, like this is supposed to be, this right here is supposed to be the foot. This actually just hangs off the back. Like, this is actually supposed to be the calf. And how the fuck that's supposed to work? It doesn't work. This thing has no stability whatsoever. It is the worst fucking pile of shit I have ever owned in my collection. And that is why it is the number one shittiest Transformer in my collection. And you know what? I ain't even going to recycle this. This thing is just going in the trash. Fuck this. Fuck whoever made it. And fuck whoever sold it. There's a big fucking pile of fuck. And that's it. Those are my 10 shittiest robots I despise. If you found this entertaining, I hope you did. Feel free to support the channel on Patreon. It's patreon.com/transtrekkie. And who knows, if we start getting some Patreon supporters, we might be able to do some cool stuff like Patreon hangouts, or live chats, or voting on what content to see in the future and that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's it for now. Have a great one. See you in the next one.